Think about this. You're scrolling through social media, watching your friends, your peers, or even complete strangers living their lives, accomplishing things and showing off their achievements. How do you feel? Do you feel inspired, motivated to take action? Or do you feel small, inadequate, like you're falling behind? Here's a question. Why does someone else's success affect how you feel about yourself? Why does it feel like their achievements are somehow a reflection of your shortcomings? Today, we're going to dive into Jordan Peterson's fourth rule in 12 Rules for Life. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. And this rule, it's a game changer, because it forces you to take personal responsibility for your own life, instead of measuring your worth against the ever-changing, often distorted images of others. We live in a world that is obsessed with comparison. We measure success by the standards of others. We scroll through Instagram, check LinkedIn profiles, and watch people's success stories on YouTube, and it's easy to feel like we're not measuring up, right? But here's the problem with comparison. It's never fair. You're comparing your reality with someone else's highlight reel. What you don't see are the struggles, failures, and hard times that led up to those moments of success. All you see is the finished product, and that's not the full story. When you compare yourself to others, you're comparing yourself to a snapshot of someone else's life, often without considering the context or their personal journey. Jordan Peterson's rule encourages you to stop this unhealthy habit and instead focus on who you were yesterday. Ask yourself, did I get better? Did I improve? Because when you're only measuring against yesterday's self, the only person you need to compete with is you. Let's be clear. There's a reason comparison is a thief of joy. When you measure your progress against someone else, you're no longer focusing on your own journey, your own growth, or the steps you've taken to improve. Instead, you're lost in a cycle of self-doubt, feeling inferior to those around you. And here's the kicker. People you compare yourself to are not better than you. They're simply on their own path, with their own struggles and their own timeline. You don't know the full picture. You don't know the sacrifices they've made, the failures they've experienced, or the personal battles they're fighting. Comparison can make you feel like you're constantly behind, like everyone else has it figured out, while you're left trying to catch up. But the truth is, you're running your own race. If you spend all your energy focusing on where others are and what they're achieving, you'll never see how far you've come. You'll miss your own growth because you're too busy looking at someone else's progress. Imagine, instead of comparing yourself to others, you focus on where you were yesterday, how you've grown, and what small wins you've had. What does that shift do for you? When you compare yourself to your past self, it's like you have a measuring stick that is uniquely yours. You're comparing today's achievements, struggles, and progress with yesterday's. It's an honest, personal reflection of where you've been and how far you've come. This comparison doesn't leave you feeling like you've fallen short, because it's not about anyone else. It's not about measuring against an impossible standard. It's about recognizing your own progress, your own development. And that, my friends, is empowering. Think about it. When was the last time you looked back at where you started and saw how far you've come? When was the last time you acknowledged the small wins that are part of your growth? That's the real measure of success. Here's something critical to understand. Everyone's timeline is different. Some people achieve incredible things early in life. Others take longer. Some have different resources, support systems, and opportunities. You don't have to race anyone but yourself. The real question isn't, how do I compare to others? The real question is, am I better than I was yesterday? Am I improving? Am I progressing towards something meaningful? Jordan Peterson's rule is about setting your own pace, about running your own race. When you focus on improving, even just a little bit each day, you build momentum. The more you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the less you'll be bothered by where others are. You'll start to see that the only person you're competing with is the old version of you. If you've made it this far, I want you to think about something. How do you measure your progress? Do you compare yourself to others and feel like you're always falling behind? Or do you look at who you were yesterday and ask yourself, am I better today? I challenge you to stop comparing yourself to others. Start comparing yourself to your past self. Take a moment to reflect on how much you've grown, no matter how small those steps may seem. Celebrate your progress because it's yours. Own your journey. If this video resonated with you, please like it to show your support. Comment below and share how you plan to start measuring your success based on your own progress, not others. How will you stop comparing yourself to others and focus on your own growth? And don't forget to subscribe to Awaken Your Essence for more content on how to live a life of personal growth, self-empowerment, and true success. Remember, you are your own benchmark. Compete with yourself, and the rest will fall into place.